I'm Yoshi Lomax, superstar attorney at law and fugitive.
So, you're the famous Yoshi Lomax.
Probably more infamous. I'm on the run from the federal government for crimes that I didn't commit.
Gentlemen, I'm Deputy U.S. Marshal Sharon Star. I'll be taking things from here.
Not to mention being on the hit list of at least 3 of Miami's major crime bosses.
I wanted to apologize in person for leaving so abruptly last night.
Welcome back.
That's Vladimir Kuznetsov, a Russian crime boss. He's been a suspect in over a dozen missing person cases.
I mean, I didn't get here to be this successful for doing things the American way.
I need a list of the jury for my case with Hanju.
Oh, really? What's that worth to you? Oh, my God, you're such a...
Mr. Santana is to be released upon processing.
So what do you know about Sheldon Chisholm?
What do you want to know about him?
I really need to know if you're going to take my case. I don't have time to play, Miss Lomax.
Money is not a problem. You know anything about his case?
It's being handled by agents in my field office.
I've learned that in this game of life, in order to win,
Ready to dance?
you gotta play dirty. You might look at me and see a beautiful, confident, successful woman.
Congratulations, counselor. Yet another win.
But underneath, I'm flawed. I'm broken. And I'm scared. So I have no choice but to run until I can find a way to clear my name.
Miss Lomax is now considered a fugitive of the United States. Catching fugitives is my business, which makes her my suspect. You and your associates are relieved.
Look. She killed one of our own.
But I will not give up.
All right, people, listen up. Get a picture of Miss Lomax out there so the public knows what she looks like.
I will not give in.
Okay. People, we got a game plan. Let's break and execute.
I will not get caught.
Time to go hunting.
Real talk.
Hey, I'm Gina Lou, and you're listening to Real Talk with the Director on Dollhouse Radio.
Hey, what's up? It's Logan Browning, and you're listening to Real Talk with the Director on Dollhouse Radio.
Real talk.
Hi, this is Alana De La Garza, and you're listening to Real Talk with the Director on Dollhouse Radio.
Hi, I'm Diane Franklin from Better Off Dead and Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventures. You're listening to Real Talk with the Director on Dollhouse Radio.
Hi, this is Monique Capri, and you are watching Real Talk with the Director on Blog Talk Radio.
Hey, I'm Stormy Maya, and you are listening to Real Talk with the Director on Dollhouse Radio.
It's Vicky Judy, Orange is the New Black, and I'm here with Real Talk.
Yo, what up? This is Jay Ellis, and you're watching Real Talk with the Director on Dollhouse Radio. Keep it locked.
Hi, I'm Rita Parks, and you're listening to Real Talk Radio with the Director. Hey, I'm Issa Rae, and you're watching Real Talk with the Director on Dollhouse Radio.
All I'm offering is the truth, nothing more.
And nothing less. We're back. Welcome for another edition of Real Talk with the Director and the Jedi Council. I'm the Director. We'll be with you for the next 120 minutes or so, and Real Talk is brought to you each and every Monday by B2S Media and sponsored by the IE Network, where we broadcast live via the World Wide Web on YouTube.com, Facebook, Twitter, via Periscope. So today is another Monday, of course. You're back with us. We appreciate you being here. It's the 16th of August. And yeah, man, we're winding down. We're coming up a couple of weeks. It'll be Labor Day in a few weeks. Shang Chi enters the theaters. I believe the actual red carpet is tonight. I don't know if it's tonight or if it's coming up. And I got this. I get notifications, and I got this notification about a red carpet for Shang-Chi. I'm like, well, why did I get that? I'm not there. I didn't get an invite. I don't want to know. No, I'm joking. But anyway, it's would I be there anyway? Probably not. But it's the thought that counts. Anywho, I did get some sort of notification about that. But anyhow, tonight we're gonna talk about a couple things that's going on in the world of film and television. Namely, Disney, of course, staying in the news because, whether it's good, bad, or indifferent. I did see an article about Disney, kind of like, not kind of, they have. So they've done away with the day to date for now. I do have a prediction that may come back, but they've did away with day to date, and now they've done the 45-day window thing. Okay, so that's all amid all of this stuff that's been going on with the lawsuit and so forth. Also, they're obviously now going around playing cleanup. They're tying loose ends up, things like that, because Emma Stone has inked a deal to do another Cruella. And I'm pretty sure whatever money that she was going to be missing or was missing from this time around due to, everything, pandemic, whatever you want to blame it on, she probably made up for that in her next contract. See, that's the luxury that, when we talked about last week, the luxury that a lot of them have, including The Rock, they still have relationships with Disney, whereas Scarlett Johansson's her run with Disney was pretty much over. So there's no new film for her to get money from. There's no extra deal. There's no, and I know Ralph mentioned last week something about, she could have came back. Yeah, she could have, but probably wouldn't have. And it would have been for like one little small thing. We're not talking like a whole movie deal, So I'm sure that they're going to, compensate Emma for that in her next deal. They're probably going to end up saying the same thing to Emily Blunt. They probably like, pipe down. We don't need the bad publicity. We got you. We're going to do another Jungle Cruise and we'll take care of you on that or whatever. So that's pretty much, they have more bargaining leverage when they dealing with people that are still in relationships with them. Because they can always come out, okay, man, we'll take care of you. We'll give you that little extra, and whatever else you want, during this shooting of this film. So they can't do that with Scarlett. That's why she went after them. And, we all know about that. But speaking of Scarlett Johansson, I think what we're going to talk about tonight as well is just Warner Brothers at DC has reached out to Scarlett Johansson and offered her, allegedly, it's been reports, it's still not confirmed, allegedly, she was offered a role in the DCEU. So, I mean, smart move. Why not? Get her when she's at her most vulnerable. Hey, she probably feeling some type of way right now with Disney, and she she still need a check, still got to pay her bills. And there are a few roles over there that she could fit well into. And that's one thing I wanted to go over tonight. I want to go over what if, let's just say this is true. What would be the perfect role for Scarlett Johansson to play in the DC universe? There's still there's still quite a few female roles that are still open, especially in the film world. Now, when you're thinking Scarlett Johansson, she's now made her name in the superhero realm. She is now a superstar when it comes to that stuff. So she's not coming over here to be nobody's sidekick. She's not coming over here to be nobody's co-star. She's going to come over here to be a lead. She's going to need her own film. Now, you have other female characters that haven't been broken out into film yet. Some of them have, some of them haven't. That you could use that would fit perfectly. I have one, my number one, and I'll go over it when I get the council on. My number one is to me the perfect role for her. But there's, she could fit into a lot of them because she is, I think her versatility as far as her athleticism, and she's not a bad actress either. So, she could play a role that doesn't require a whole bunch of athleticism, maybe a little more dramatic of a role, whether it's, I don't know, just another character, or she can do the character, the physicality, stuff like that. But the DC, because there's, DC has a lot of characters that are kind of like Black Widow. They're built like Black Widow. They don't have powers, but they're bad asses, right? But then you have some that do have powers. Now, there's another question we'll ask. Does she want to now do a character with powers as opposed to just doing a roughhouse, fighting character? She may want to do, a character. I mean, she can't do Wonder Woman. That's taken, right? She wouldn't be a good Wonder Woman, but I'm just saying. So, she may want to do, I don't think she I don't think she'd be good for them. I'm just saying she may want to do, Power Girl or Supergirl, right? It's like someone who got powers. Power Girl, for all you don't know, is really just a clone of Supergirl, but she's became her own character, right? But anyway, so we'll talk about that. That should be fun. Also, I did mention speaking, going back to Disney, I know that the Shang-Chi star, he what's his name? Simu Liu. He was a little upset with Disney's CEO calling Shang-Chi an experiment, right? And he kind of just he fired off his own little feelings about it, and we'll talk about that too. Hey, what are you gonna do, man? I tell you this right now. People are feeling like everybody's feeling like they are not scared to to talk ish to to the powerhouse of that is Disney, and they just kept they said we're not an experiment. I mean, he just basically said we're not an experiment. We are the underdog, the underestimated. So we are the ceiling breakers. We are the celebration of culture and joy that will persevere after this crazy year, right? So, or embattled year, excuse me. We are the surprise. He said, I am fired the beat up to make history on September 3rd. Join us. So that was his little thing. So, I mean, Hollywood Reporter reports it as, he fires back. Doesn't fire back, but he corrects them. No, we're not an experiment. We're this, we're that, we're the underdog. We're that, I like his fire. I like his fire. That's cool. The movie's probably still not gonna do much in the theaters. But hey, we don't know. We don't know. I'm gonna support it. Even if I don't go to the theaters, I'm gonna buy a ticket. How about that? I'm gonna buy a ticket, even if I don't go to the theaters. Because I still ain't there yet, people. I ain't there yet. You know what I'm saying? This is me when I go outside. See that? That's me when I'm outside. So I ain't there yet. But I will support this movie. I do want it to do good. So We'll get into all of that and some more things as it comes across. You are listening and watching Real Talk with the Director and the Jedi Council. I am the Director. And I brought my Jedi Council with me. Don't believe me? Well, here they are. Yeah. Welcome back, gentlemen. You're in the building.
Going on, everybody? Happy Monday.
My voice went up 3 octaves. I was like, who's in the building? What the hell? Jeez. Anyway. Welcome back, gentlemen. Yeah, so Shang-Chi, like I said, you heard it here. I said it. It's officially said it. I'm still gonna buy a ticket to it, even if I don't go. I'm gonna support.
I'm gonna go see it.
I'm gonna go support it. I'm gonna try. I'm gonna see. I gotta really scan. It's hard because the AMC theater here is crappy. I'm not risking nothing to go to this crappy AMC theater. That's number one. Number two, the other theater that I used to go to.
AMC, can't you call someone and say, "Hey, wait, I'm a stockholder. Fix this piece of crap up"?
No, I'd be calling up saying, "Yo, stop going down all the time. Stay up. That's what let me tell you something. When that little bit of stock that I have, I ain't gonna lie, it paid a few bills. Once everyone started rushing back to the theaters. But now it's starting to level off. It went up again after AMC just did the deal with Warner Brothers, I think it was. They signed the 45-day deal. They probably did it with Disney too, but it was before Disney decided to do it. But yeah, man, I wish but I also get, you know what? I had a free screening today to see The Protege. But it's going on now. I couldn't have did the show if I'd have went. Like I get a lot of emails too for that.
Could did live from the red carpet, like Shang-Chi. I'm looking at that's on TV. I got that on right this second.
Yeah. I knew it was. I got an email that it was tonight, so that's cool. But yeah, I would have. Yeah, I wouldn't have been able to do the show because I would have just. I would have been there watching The Protege, free screening, advanced screening, because I think it comes out Friday, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is an advanced screening. I get those all the time. I had got that with Aquaman. I went to see Aquaman on an advanced screening. I got it. Quite a few films I saw from the advanced screening because I'm on like the mailing list for like Sony and someone else, whoever else it is, and that was cool. That was cool. So I wish I could have seen it because my girl Maggie Q, man, that's my girl. I love her, man. But yeah, I don't know. Do I love her that much to get on out there? But I'd like to see that too.
What if she was there in person?
Oh man,
would you still go?
I'd go. I'd try to go to like at least the red carpet, something. It all depends, man. I ain't there yet, brother. I'm just not. I can't lie.
Well, I'm gonna go see it. Matter of fact, it just so happens that when I go to LA, the next day that movie comes out. I think I'm gonna go see it at Disney World. I think I'm gonna just take a trip just to go see this movie.
Oh, what, the Protege or Shang-Chi?
No, Shang-Chi.
Okay, yeah, cool.
I think I'm gonna go to Disney World to go see. Like, yo, what's up, Mickey?
Dope. I'm glad. Yes, it looks like a nice little turnout too for the red carpet so far. A lot of fans out there.
Yeah,
a lot of fans out there. Looks good.
I think it's interesting that where they're doing the red carpet at, right? That theater, the El Capitan, that's right across. That's basically right across the street from where Grumman's Chinese Theater is at. It's a few it's a few blocks away from where I'm going to be staying at when I get there. It's
cool.
Right down the street.
That's dope. Yeah, that's funny. The El Capitan Theater or whatever. What do you call it? Say it was called something else though. I was just watching this interview. It's an older interview, but I was watching an interview with Al Pacino. He was saying he was out there and he went past one of those theaters to see. I didn't know that it was Al Pacino's idea to redo Scarface. Never knew that.
Really?
Yeah, he told the story. He was walking with some friends. This was back in in the day, and he was like, "Yo, there was a theater showing old movies, and they were showing Scarface, and they went in there because he's heard about it before, and they sat in and watched it. He loved it, and he was like, "Yo, this would be a good idea to redo." And then he went and called like his agent or one of his people that he's always dealing with, and they put the ball in motion to make it happen. And then it went to Oliver Stone to write it. Oliver Stone wrote it, and then originally Sidney Lumet was supposed to direct it. They had Sidney Lumet on board. Something happened where he didn't direct it, and then he brought on Brian De Palma. So pretty cool, little interesting nugget there. I did not know it was actually Al Pacino's idea to redo Scarface. It wasn't his idea to make him Cuban. It was just his idea to redo the movie. And then he let the writers. Al Pacino is a true artist. He's a true actor. Like, I mean, of course, he'll get involved with stuff, do some producing, whatever, but he likes to really concentrate on his craft. He's a lover of the craft. So he's going to let the writers write. He's going to let the directors direct. He's going to let the editors edit. Like he's going to act. That's what he wants to do. That's what he always wants to do. He acts Shakespeare in the park, literally. He goes, and acts, in theater for free. Yeah, theater. He just loves acting. That dude is a lover of the craft. Not to get on him, but anyway. So sticking the top end, we'll keep checking in with the Shang-Chi, thing. Obviously. Unfortunately, you know how YouTube is, so we can't air none of it. So everybody could go over there and watch it, though, over on YouTube on the Marvel Entertainment channel. Go watch it and check it out. It looks like right now it's got about currently 16,000 and some change viewing right now. It started almost an hour ago. So it should be over soon. I mean, but let's see how that turns out. So anyway, Scarlett Johansson offered allegedly, I don't know for sure, but we're gonna run with it and have some fun. Scarlett Johansson been offered a role in the DCEU. DC period has reached out to her. Now, I wanted to wait till I had you on. Let me also, I think it's fair to bring up that, DC and Warner Brothers is bad as it is, as far as, their business sense, mostly on the Warner Brothers side when it comes to the comic films. I do have to say that Suicide Squad, James Gunn has done nothing but rave and good things about working for DC because he was given full creative control for the Suicide Squad, as you can see, because it is way more violent, way bloodier, way more adult than even the David Ayer version. Now, Ayer, of course, has been released the Ayer cut, but it's still not going to be like it's still, even with the Ayer cut, it couldn't have been as violent and stuff as this. They just didn't shoot it like that. They did it more cookie cutter, a little more campy, with the flashing the names on the screen. This is so and so, instead of see. I'm being more nitpicky because, as you know, I'm doing in a couple of months I'll be graduating from my master's in creative writing. And when we went through our critique class and the things that I critique things much differently now, especially from the writing standpoint. there are ways you can explain characters through the writing and through dialogue. The problem is a lot of the people today, they want these short films. That's why people are cutting a lot of dialogue out. But your dialogue is made for you to be able to help people understand what's going on in the film, instead of just and then people are like, what happened? Why? Because you had to cut a lot of dialogue out of the film. There's ways of explaining characters, setting up certain things and storylines through dialogue. That's the way it's supposed to be when you write a film. So you don't have to sit there and say Harley Quinn, a big thing that says Harley Quinn on the screen. We know that's Harley Quinn, dude. You know what I'm saying? Like, and there's I know what they were doing. They did that visually, probably because they had to cut out dialogue. That's probably why they did it that way. They probably, we got to let people know, because people go, who the hell is this killer? Who's this crocodile looking guy? Killer Croc. So it's like, I don't know, but this Gunn really enjoyed his time working over at DC, and he'll probably do more projects. They're ready to just hand him the keys. They're like, yo, you can do what you want, bruh.
Of course he's going to enjoy his time there. I mean, it's just like James Wan is going to enjoy his time there. Yeah. What are they going to tell them? They are not, I hate to say this, and Zack Snyder is just such a nice human being that he probably didn't, take the attitude like, look, bitch, I'm the director. Move out of my way and let me do what I do.
He wanted to.
He didn't, he didn't do that. He just went and shot his film, and then he let executives do what they do. Whereas James Wan, I'm pretty sure, especially with James Wan, and with what's his face,
James Gunn too,
James Gunn, they're probably like, look, this is what I do. I got this, especially James Wan. James Wan's like, look, I got franchises under my belt. What the hell you gonna tell? Listen,
successful franchises,
exactly.
Successful franchises under his belt, and same thing with Gunn. No, he's man, I'm over here, boom, 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 boom.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The same thing. I got Guardians of the Galaxy. Come on, back up off me. Stop playing. Stop playing.
He could be like, you know what? I'm so nice. They brought me back again for a third one. You know what I'm saying? And what? So they're like, okay, do what you got to do, man. But you know what's funny though? What you're saying about Zack Snyder, he did do that when it came to the Snyder Cut. Where after that, he did a lot of things that they didn't want him to do. Like when he shot that whole sequence at the end, that epilogue.
Yeah, they didn't want that.
They didn't want that. They didn't want that on there. He shot that in his driveway. He shot that in his driveway. He set up green screen in his driveway and his backyard, and that's where he shot that sequence.
Listen, shoot on location, stick the money in your pocket.
Sticking it to the money.
Yeah,
stick the money in your pocket and get what you want. But see, imagine if he would have. See, that's why I emphasize every time that I talked about Zack Snyder. That Warner Brothers took advantage of his situation, because he was more concerned about dealing with the death of his daughter than he was with nitpicking and fighting with you about a movie. Like he lost his child, but screw a movie. I don't care about a damn movie. I just lost my kid. I don't care about a movie. Whereas somebody who's been like me, who unfortunately is like, let the dead bury the dead. I'm like, wait a minute, hold on. I missed time out, because see, that's what would have pissed me off. Wait, you're trying to tell me, hold on, you're trying to take me off of a project that I missed time. I wasn't there for my kid, and now my kid is dead. And now you talk about you like hell you are. I'll burn this whole mother. Anyway, it would have been, and it's not to say too little, too late for him now, but it would have been, but understandably why we didn't get that kind of fever from him then, to where we could have gotten the movie that we should have got, thank goodness, AT&T, that the stars aligned, and everything lined up the way it needed to be, and the universe corrected itself. So we got, we got the movie we should have gotten from the beginning.
Yeah, and we got as you was talking, I was looking at the red carpet. I think that girl who's coming up, she's like one of the stars of the film coming up. I'm not sure of.
That's Aquafina.
She's one of the stars, I think, of
with her cute funny self.
She's funny. She's good, man. She's coming up the red carpet and she's just taking selfies. She's taking forever to get up there because she's taking selfies with all the fans. It's so cool. Like she walks past and they're like, come on. She's like taking selfies. People can't. Yo, it's funny. I wish she was able to air this. You had a person who's like fumbling with their phone. She's like, come on. He couldn't get to. Yo, that's the worst. You see somebody and you want to take a selfie with, and I've seen so many people do this, especially with, regardless. And you see somebody you want to take a selfie with, and you fumble with your phone, you can't get your camera on. You can't. You're like, yo, come on, man, come on, camera. You mess around and take a selfie, and it's like this, your eye, like, because you trying to rush. But so that's cool. She was doing that and she's made it up. Yeah, Aquafina, yeah. So she made it up to the top now. That's cool. So yeah, man. So gentlemen, moving right along, like I said, back to the topic of Scarlett. So she, if she was, like I said, we're gonna hypothetically say that this is not just a rumor, that it's true. It hasn't been confirmed. For the record, it has not been confirmed. But I kind of saw this coming, and I thought, you know what, I would have done it if I was at Warner Brothers DC. I'd be like, yo, come over here and take a picture. I think they have to kind of treat her, almost the same way, not the exact same way, because those dudes are directors and they, they've got their proven franchises and stuff, but she definitely should get the pick of the litter as far as what she wants to play role wise. It's not taken already, I guess, or something that because she's already produced, on films with Marvel, so I'm sure she would come over here, probably produce and take one of the roles. So the top of the show, I talked about what would be the perfect role for Scarlett Johansson to play. I have a few of them, that's over there. So I would go with, should I do 5? I'll do 4 or 3, something like that. But
you could do 5 because I have nothing. I don't have nothing nice to say about the chick. So
yeah, I don't know why you defending the machine. That ain't like you. That is not. I'm like, what? Damn. Is this a clone? Is this a Kevin clone? Wow. We haven't seen your face in a minute. Is this a Kevin clone? Where is Kevin? I'm like, Kev defending the machine. What?
He defending the man. Like he on payroll. I ain't want to say that, but they cut him a secret check. You sure that was AMC stock that you bought and not Disney? I'm just saying.
You put that Disney. That's what it is. That's what it is. Yep. Payola. Payola.
Severe payola.
We got some payola working.
I love Scarlett Johansson. I will always be a fan. I will always go see whatever movie.
You said you have nothing nice to say about
nothing, but nothing.
Didn't nice even say a name. He said that chick. Jeez. What is Scarlett to you, Kev?
Listen, I'm just at this point right now. I'm just like going Jesus' name.
Oh Lord.
I wish her a happy career, and I've stuck with her when the rest of the world was like, burn her at the stake, and I will still stick to her. Just on this one issue, I'm just like, I just don't. I don't want to. You know what? Honestly, I don't want her. To me, her going over to DC it's treason. I don't know. If she
it's over. It's over with her, Marvel.
It's treason.
So it's not treason for Gunn to do it.
It's treason.
Right.
It's not treason for Gunn to do it, and Gunn's back with Marvel.
It's not. Here's why. It's not treason for Gunn because Gunn was fired. They had to do it to make it look good. And
she was done. She was done with them, though. She was done with them. They were done.
Listen, I don't care.
Shit, man.
It's
She got mouths to feed too, man.
Stories
to tell.
She good money. She can do whatever she want anywhere else but DC. I mean, I should say. Let me change that. I'd be all on board if she was with DC and Amazon owned DC.
Right. I'm telling
but
you,
as long as Warner Brothers has their hand in DC's pockets, and legitimately, they legitimately have it because they legitimately own it.
Yeah.
Have their hands in their pocket? No. I'm sorry. Nope. Because honestly, I don't think they're going to. This is just a play, and it's not more so on her than it is on the company because it's more so a play for them to be like, haha, yeah, we got your girl.
And you know what? I'm cool with that though. I'm all right with that. You know what? Take a chance every now and then. Grow some balls. Grow a pair.
You know what real talkers? We've been saying that we were gonna cut back on the cursing, but I'm just gonna say this one thing.
I didn't say that. I remember saying
this is the last time I'm gonna curse tonight.
We are.
This is the last time I'm gonna curse tonight. That's some bitch ass. This. That's that. I got your girl.
Yo, I'm sorry.
I got your girl.
It's after 7.
He says after 7.
We just need to put a disclaimer up. Something saying. A disclaimer to say the words that are spoken are not the opinion of Real Talk.
Oh my god! It's not the real talk. It's Real Talk. Of course, it's the opinion of Real Talk.
It's Real Talk, exactly. But these are not the words being said are not. You put it like this: the words being said are not for young ears. If you are under 13 years old, you might want to turn to another channel. You know, I think Blue's Clues is on or something.
Yeah, I got one even better. Just like Ralph said, it's after 7. So since it's after 7, ready or not, we got some words for your ass.
Ready or not,
that you might not want to hear.
Oh Lord, I can't even.
But no, seriously though.
Wow.
I mean, if it wasn't Warner Brothers, I wouldn't have nothing to say. You know, I would be happy that she's still doing it. You know, go ahead, move on. Go, do your thing.
She's gonna have to move on.
I don't think
because you know why I think she has to do it, Kev? Because I truly feel because of the whatever, you know, the shaking up that she did, whatever you want to call it, whatever the noise she made. I believe Disney is going to block her from doing big films. I believe they're going to put their hand in and do something to hurt her career. So she has to go to someone who is not going to give a damn about Disney.
But you know what? I can't. I agree. I agree that, you know.
AJ agrees with me too, because I remember when I sent the thing, he sent the thing back. He was like, yeah, she's basically blackballed. She's going to get blackballed. She's gonna get blackballed by them,
and she may get blackballed, but at this point, she's kind of like Nicki Minaj. At this point, they can blackball, but she'll still be able. Yeah, but what you gonna do? You know, it's all up to her to keep pushing, because at this point, she has enough money in her pocket where she can get her own deal, she can get her own distribution. She'll be able to do all. It's gonna be work.
And I know it's gonna be work, but let's remember this. Let's be honest. Let's look at the film field right now.
Exactly.
Really, the only thing that's making money is superhero films. That's making real money. You know what I'm saying? You know, stuff. There's stuff on, stuff that's on streaming. Anything in the theaters that's making any real money, they're superhero or comic book films. For the pretty much. That's why all of the big legends are belly aching so much, because they're doing films and they're not making their money back. You know what I'm saying? In the theaters. So
But I think if she's smart, I think if she's smart, she'll be able to. I think she'll be able. I honestly, I know she's going to bounce back. I know she's going to bounce back. She's going to come with some stuff, and whatever she bounces back with will probably be a Oscar-winning performance. Whatever she does, that her comeback is, and it's not to say that she's gone or kicked out, but it is she's going to be labeled as
Well, everyone is waiting. Everyone's going to wait to see what is she going to do after she has now, broken ties with Disney and broken ties in a bad way, whatever, So
I just don't think Warner Brothers, as far as DCEU, I'll say Warner Brothers DCEU, and again, depending on the director, I honestly don't believe that they'll be able to sustain and give her what she got while she was at Marvel, and beyond that. I mean, because
I don't think she would go unless she's going to get because the one thing, like I said, Juan, Gunn, they both got creative freedom. DC, Warner Brothers off their backs, so they could do what they create, what they do. Right now, she's not a director, but the fact of the matter is, she's gonna want some sort of input on the character. She's gonna do a producer. She'll be like a producer.
Yeah, she's gonna do what she did with Black Widow. She's gonna bring like the Lady Kate or whatever her name is.
Yeah.
The director that did Black Widow, she's the one who brought her on to do Black Widow. So
and she really did. She not only produced, obviously knew she was gonna go hard because she was a producer on there. And she was really the only one I saw promoting that film. Like I saw in interviews after interview after interview, her and Florence Pugh were the only ones that I saw promoting the movie. I was like,
well, for two reasons. Rightly so. It would only be those two promoting the movie. For two reasons. One, because it's almost like how on the award show, how the baton is passed, how Madonna passed the baton on to what's her face on stage. It's kind of the same thing, but also because now Florence Pew 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 Pew. Sorry, I can't help but say that every time I say her name.
That's a damn thing. You sound like Bernadette. The episode on Big Game with Bernadette. She's like, pew 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 pew.
But she's the baton is being passed to her now, so it kind of makes sense for them to be the only two, to really promote it, because it's going to carry on with Florence Pugh. She's going to be the one to make it happen, Captain. So
yeah, we'll have to see. So real quick, I'm going to just give a little insight on what I think. I'll just do my top 3 for now. Maybe I'll put a couple in there. Otherwise, but my top 3, one character who obviously is, and this is why this character is number 3 on my list, because the character is currently being held by another actor. But with DC and with Warner Brothers, they got this whole screwed up multiverse that they got going on. This these one-off movies compared to these DCEU. So anyway, number 3 on my list is Catwoman. Right? So Catwoman, obviously we all know that character. I put her number 3 on the list of the top 3. So it's not much to explain about Catwoman. We all know the character. The character's currently being held by is it Zoe Kravitz? Is she doing it?
Yeah. That ain't changing.
That's not changing. Zoe Kravitz is currently Bat. Well, she's Batgirl. She's Catwoman, and over in it's not the DCEU. I don't think that this film falls under, but it's something. It's DC. She's there with Battison. So, but this is why I said this character, because with them they may do a one-off film like they did Joker. Whatever the case may be, and do something like that. Because of the Selena Kyle character has a very good background to do a solo film if they wanted to, because they like like this is going to be the new trend of doing films about villains. Well, DC wants to do that. They wants to continue doing films about villains or quote unquote villains. You know, she's like a villain / anti-hero, you know, a lot. So that's
They're not,
my
they're
number
not
3.
kicking Zoe Kravitz out. Has anybody ever seen this Harley Quinn cartoon? The cartoon that comes on?
Yeah, I've seen it.
They had Catwoman in season 2, and I was just like, after looking at it, I was like, nah. So from now on, it's going to be somebody black because that's how they got it in the cartoon. It was black.
Yeah. No, I said that too. I believe that DC is going to keep the character with a woman of color. So I also think that's another reason why that wouldn't happen. Let me find. I have another choice here. My number 2 choice was, here she is. Bring that up here. All right. Screen share. Number 2 choice is Barbara Gordon, aka Batgirl, right? Aka the Oracle, right? She becomes, as she progresses, when she just goes back to Barbara Gordon. Then after the Joker paralyzes her, she becomes Oracle. But I think there's a lot that they could do with this character as well. I'm currently watching the new season of Titans. And what they did with the Barbara Gordon character, I thought was pretty interesting. They kind of made her like, this is like after she played Batgirl and this is after she got crippled by the Joker. But the fact about it, she's the commissioner now, right? She's the new commissioner of Gotham. But I thought they could maybe do something interesting with that character before those events happen. Maybe after she hangs up the cowl and decides to become a detective like her father. Kind of like what they did with Gotham, the show. You know what I mean? They could maybe do something like that with her, or just let her go all out Batgirl. You know what I'm saying? That would be cool too. You know what I mean? But these characters have depth to them, so you can do something with them. You know what I mean? You have some backstory that you could build an actual film on. And I'm thinking right now with her, I'm thinking they might bring her in and do like the Joker and do like a one-off film or something like that and see how it works. Instead of saying like she's full blown in the DC, or even if they consider it part of DCEU, they may just do it as a little film and say, okay, let's see how that sticks. So that's my number 2. And then number 1 for me, in my opinion, is the perfect character for her. And that would be right here. My number 1 character for her to play, the Black Canary. I think the Black Canary is a perfect character for her. She is kind of like the Black Widow, but not. But she's got powers, all right, because she has the Canary Cry, which is, like a sonic power thing that she shoots. But she is a master of martial arts, and she still have that same physicality, the same thumping it out badassness that the other one has, and but she has powers too. So, and she can be part of the DCEU because this is one of the other major female characters, part of the Justice League, that they bring into the Justice League eventually. So I think that'd be a good character. You could build off that character. And let's not forget, so originally the Black Canary was always seen as a villain because in her original run, when they first created her, she was almost like a spy. She played as a villain, but she never really was. She was actually a hero, but she was always infiltrating different crime syndicates and stuff like that. So she was always seen as a villain. So that would be nice to play with too. You could play with her as an anti-hero or something like that. A little dark, gritty film like you did Joker, and really kind of rock with that. I think that would be perfect for her. And not just because Black Widow, Black Canary, But I think that would be a perfect role for her. And then let's see, back here, a little honorable mention. There's other characters on here that she could play, but I just think that is the one that's perfect for her. We have, let's go down this list we have here. Well, they were looking to replace Mira, so she could do that. But then again, that's sidekick. That's not own thing, you know. Other characters they have here. Let me bring up the list so I can show some of the people what I'm looking at. So y'all be like, what the hell is he looking at? So here's a list of all the different powerful females of DC Universe, right? Obviously, Wonder Woman's taken. Black Canary's number 2 on this list. Number 1 on mine. This is a list of just female characters. That's what shows you that this is a popular female character that hasn't been touched yet, really, in the film world. You know, we've seen Black Canary all over the Arrow series and stuff like that, you know, on TV. But she hasn't been touched in the film world. Zatanna, another
Yes, she
one
has.
that hasn't been.
Yes, she's in Birds
Birds of Prey. Yeah, that was garbage. So, but yeah, she's been touched in the film world. My bad. Birds of Prey.
Birds of Prey wasn't garbage.
It wasn't the greatest, but it was okay.
But it wasn't bad.
It was okay. That's
we could do. We could do for a better version of Black Canary. That's all I'm gonna say. So, Zatanna is another character that's, you know, she's dope. Now that would be a dark that could be a nice dark magical type film. If they did the Zatanna, but I don't know if she would play that. You know what I mean? They got Mira here, the Huntress. No, the Huntress is too much like Black Widow. I don't think she would do a character that's gonna be too much like Black Widow again if she was gonna do that. Talia al Ghul, which is, you know, she's just a killer. She's dope though. Catwoman, as I mentioned. Yeah, so I mean that's it. You know, she won't do Supergirl. She's not right for that type of role, like a Supergirl or anything like that. So that's my opinion on what I think she would. I think right now, because of all these different characters, what's perfect for her is the Black Canary. I think she would fit that character very well. Very physical. Let's see, who is this here? Oh, someone put up let me find that character. Someone put up Big Barda. That's funny. Yes, I saw that too. Napoleon So put up Big Barda as a character. Let me screen share that character for y'all, so y'all know who she is. So everybody knows. There she is, right there. Decent pick. But that's now you're dealing with, you know, gods. You know what I'm saying? Like, she's from the world of Apocalypse, which is where Darkseid is from. You know what I'm saying? So she would definitely be in the DCEU if you know, she would definitely be in the DCEU if she played this character. She would be in the Snyderverse if she played this character. You know, so cool. That's an interesting pick. So that's my thing that he said. Scar would have to play someone very different for Black Widow. Yeah, I agree. Very different. Now, Black Canary isn't very different, but she is different. You know, because like I said, she had number one that makes her different. She has a power. That's the first thing that sets her apart from the Black Widow. You know, she has a power. So I think also, you know, but other than that, the physicality and all that stuff, yeah, it is really different. We'll see. But that's an interesting pick, because that is definitely very different from Black Widow. And I think that whoever she plays, she's going to want to play a power super being. And there's a few of them in the DC. There's also Hawk Girl, you know, who's very powerful as well. There's a couple of them out there that she could still do that you could really take, because a lot of DC characters that are right now sidekicks, whatever you want to call them, or just not hasn't been explored yet. There's a lot of them that you could take and really make a film about and be like, oh, that's crazy. That was crazy. So that's what I think. Thanks for your input there. Napoleon. Thanks for the input. He said Birds of Prey was meh. Yeah, I mean it was meh. It wasn't garbage. Let me take that back. It wasn't trash. But I only saw it once. So everyone should know by now. If I tell you I only saw the movie once, it wasn't that good to me, at least. Because I even see movies that I don't like more than once. You know what I mean? Just to watch it again and give it another chance. Let me get another chance. Let me go watch this thing again. Maybe I was tired or something. I don't know. But I mean that movie was really a Harley Quinn movie anyway. That wasn't no damn Birds of Prey movie. That was a Harley Quinn movie. But that's cool. So I believe that's where we don't know if that's all of this is all speculation, people. We don't know if she's even gonna go there. Maybe she'll decide not to after hearing Kevin's rant. She might decide not to go. So who knows? She might say, you know what? I ain't going. She'll pull a Ralph Cramden on you. Just for that, I'm not going. She gonna say to Kevin. She gonna say, you know what? Just for that, I'm not going. Pull a Ralph Cramden on you. So that's that. The Shang Chi thing is it over yet? Or is it still going?
Yeah, it's done.
It's done. Okay. All right. Okay. Cool. Hey, man. Like I said, support the film. Because this is really, this film is like one of the first. Well, we know that Scarlett film was, a MCU film. Obviously, it was an Infinity War film. It was part of the Infinity Saga, like well after the fact. But this film is really the first film that kind of takes you away from the Infinity Saga. It leads you into something else. So it's an important film. It's an important film in the lineup. Because you're almost like starting over, but not starting over. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like okay. You're like starting over now. Like, okay, but that's okay. That's what happens. That's evolution, right? You couldn't stay with all the characters the whole time. After a while, shit. Like I said, I was complaining in Civil War that Rhodey didn't die. I was like, Rhodey should have died. I'm sorry, and that would have upped the ante even more if he'd have died. But that would have really ticked Tony off.
Yeah.
Tony was able to save him. Tony was able to, because of his technology, he was able to, keep him walking. So he kind of made amends for it, but nah. He should have died. The way he hit that ground, but I mean, that armor is that's what saved him.
Ain't that tough?
It saved them. That's what saved. It's tough. Shit.
He
got a whole damn planet dropped on him.
Listen.
Iron Man got a planet dropped on him.
That's true.
A moon dropped on him from Thanos.
And that was the nanotech. That was the nanotech. That wasn't even the. That was
that wasn't even the suit.
You got to remember. Yeah. You got to remember. War Machine is a totally different story. Like he's getting projectiles shot at him. Like his arm is built totally different. Like just because of the situations he's going into. Like he's like, not to say that Iron Man. You saw when in Iron Man 1 when they shot that when that tank shot that round at Iron Man, he moved to the side. He ain't take that to the chest. He wasn't trying to get hit with no damn tank round. He moved right to the side, like, wait a minute now. And then, he shot his little pea pistol off with Adam.
Yeah.
But, Rhodey, on the other hand, he you know, he could take some hits like that, and that's why his legs.
So I think also because the system locked on him too.
Yeah.
So it was like really just a hollow, you know, shell that he fell from. You know, I think he, you know, that was a big height he fell from. So
and that's the other reason. That's the reason why he lost use of his legs.
Yeah.
And he only died. The suit saved his life. Let's just keep it a buck. The suit actually saved his life.
Suit saved his life. That's for sure. So, you know, that's that. But Shang-Chi, you know, it's coming out, and you know, the Star, where he talks about, you know, I read his tweet at the top of the show about, you know, this, you know, he wants to try to get people pumped up about it. You know, it's not an experiment. You know, we're the underdogs. We're the this. We're the that. You know, let's get it. Everybody, come join us. Let's come on out. Let's get pumped up.
Yeah, I don't understand why that jerk off would turn around and say this is an experiment. What? In what universe do you say any film that you spent millions of dollars on? Oh, it's an experiment.
Hundreds of millions of dollars on
and it's just an experiment. Like, how disrespectful! It goes beyond. You know,
that's why he felt disrespected about that.
Yeah, and as he should have, because that goes beyond just, you know, that was an accidental saying. No, you said that because you meant that. Like, this is only going to, we're looking at this just to be an experiment, just to see how, we're going to gauge this to see, you know, how the rest of everything else is. This ain't no damn experiment. What are you talking about? It's a major release film. Like, this is a part of a storyline, a story arc, a bigger story arc.
Yeah,
we got Skywalker sound stuff in it. What saying? We got ILM behind us. What are you talking about? This is an experiment.
Listen, you just opening up with the Marvel logo. I mean, they've even gone as far as to change the 10 rings from being 10 rings to 10 actual rings.
Yeah,
like they went full kung fu with it.
Oh,
like,
yeah, they went in with it. So I mean, it's a very interesting, like you said, it's a very important film. It's a very important film. You know, it's leading the new phase. You know what I'm saying? You know, after this, we got Eternals. You know, all that. It's
if you want to talk about something being a test, that would be the test.
Yeah, say bye to the Infinity Saga. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's making its turn now, and we're gonna start talking the other stuff. You know, we're gonna start talking new stuff. The more
and let's keep it clear. The test movie for all of this was Iron Man. That was your test film. That was your test.
That was your experiment. Yeah,
that was your experiment.
You went and you let, you know, you even though it was everything was an experiment. You gave Jon Favreau the helm. You didn't know. I mean, who would have known Jon Favreau was going to be who he is?
Exactly.
Downey was going to stay
sober. Took a chance on Downey when they.
You couldn't even get insurance.
Yeah,
because of Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah. So that was the experiment, bruh. I mean, for you to say that this is an experiment, like, come on, bro. That's disrespectful.
It's totally disrespectful. You know what? I guess what? If it wasn't an all Asian class, would have been a damn experiment then?
Yeah.
If it was a totally American cast, would have been an experiment. So Mulan was just an experiment.
Yeah,
you know what? This is stuff that makes you wanna. This is why white America. This is why we set shit on fire, because y'all be talking sideways. Stop talking out the side of your face with the foolishness. Come on, man! It's so disrespectful.
Yeah,
so
that was
disrespectful.
That's what he called it. He called it an interesting experiment for us, as the film has only 45-day theatrical window. Shang-Chi, along with Free Guy, released Friday, will not be available on Disney Plus Premier Access despite the ongoing pandemic.
Wait. So let me get this straight. So when he said that, was the cleanup line to say that was a cleanup line. It's an experiment because we're no longer doing day and date release. So I'm confused about what you're saying, asshole. Anyway.
Vulcan 2050 fool.
And even that one, I don't see why that's an experiment. That's the way it used to be anyway. So
Thank you, Ralph. Thank you, Ralph. Exactly. Exactly. If anything, you say the experiment is over.
Yeah.
Right.
Temporarily.
That was the experiment. The Disney Plus. Is that what you said, Ralph?
Yeah, that's the experiment.
That was the experiment, right?
Not
the movie.
Taking a chance on Shang-Chi or any of them. The 45-day window, because that's what I mean. Realistically speaking, the window was longer. I think it used to be 90, then they kept cutting it down. But 45 days, it used to be 90, but now it's like 45 days. That's not an experiment. That's how it was. You just went back to the original program.
Right.
So, know what that sounds to me? That's greed. Because now we're saying, okay, we're gonna have to get our money a little bit later. And we may or may not get as much as before, but realistically speaking, the way you got it now, you're going to get less. Go back to what it was. Leave it alone. Unless it's
no. The day and date released because like what happened with Black Widow, they still made $60 million from Disney Plus. It still works. What they have to do, can't believe I'm saying this part, but what they have to do is go back and just renegotiate how they're doing things, in order to make sure that everybody gets what they're supposed to get when they're supposed to get it. That's the only thing that really honestly needs to be done.
But see, that's just the thing. They're not making as much. You're losing.
Hey, Ralph, how are you losing? Ralph, explain to me how are you losing? Listen to me.
Okay.
Let me finish first. How are you losing money when that $60 million is going directly in your pocket and you're not cutting it with nobody? How is Disney losing?
All right. Here's how you lose. Right. Let's just take what the opening weekend did. It did $62 million in the box office and $60 million on Disney Plus. So if we eliminated Disney Plus, that would have made it would have taken $122 million is opening weekend.
Nope. It would have taken less than that. Nope. It would have taken less than that because you have to when you make that, when you take the figure that the adjustment that you're trying to make, when you make that number, you have to change that number from $30 down to a single movie ticket. Mm-hmm. So you have to change it. You have to change that to a single movie ticket.
Okay. All right. All right. So let's just say. Okay. Then fine. Let's just sit there and say that instead of it taking in that $60 million in Disney Plus, you eliminate. You're taking half of that. That's another $30 million. You're taking in. So the opening weekend you could have taken $92 million. Yeah. Second weekend, you would have got a 50% drop, which would have brought around to about $46 million. So at that point in time, the second weekend, you would have been almost up around $150 million US domestically, right? So even if you would have waited the 45 days and put it on Disney Plus, you're going to make up the other $30 million because for everybody that didn't go see it because of the pandemic, they're going to watch on Disney Plus. So one way or the other, you're still going to get that money.
If they put it on Disney Plus, it's not going to go. You're not getting the extra money. That $60 million came from the extra money they had to pay to watch.
Right.
If it goes to Disney Plus after 45 days and you're a subscriber, it's going to be free. It's not going to be extra.
But they very well may, Disney very well may say, and once again we're speculating, and I'm speculating this one, that the stuff to put on Disney Plus has been day and date. If they're going to say we're going to delay it 45 days, right, and then put it on Disney Plus because there's a pandemic going on and people don't go there.
But then it's going to be a price drop. But then at that point, Ralph, it's going to be a price drop. Not at that point, it's going to be a price drop. It's not going to be who's going to pay. Ralph, you got to think about it, Ralph. Who's going to pay $30 for a movie that's already released in theaters and it's been out over a month and a half? If anything, they're going to drop back down to $19.99, $14.
Yeah, man, that's a very good question. But let's look at history. Movies have been coming on DVD after the movie's been there.
But we're not talking about DVD. We're talking about digital.
You're absolutely right. But the point to that question is who is going to pay $30 for a movie that's already been released? Who is going to go into a store to buy a DVD that costs almost $30 to have it?
No, but it's not going to be. But that's the thing, Ralph. It's not going to be released to stores first.
Well, I mean, the thing is this, and just to capitalize what you're saying.
But you didn't hear what I said. The question that you asked, right? When I says that who is going to go and pay $30 for a movie that has already been released?
Don't twist what I was saying. My question was referring to digital release. It wasn't talking about hard media. This is strictly digital release, pay-per-view.
Yeah, and the reason why you have to look at it different, Ralph, is because you're already paying for Disney Plus, right? And people like you're only gonna sell people on that $30 if it is something exclusive, like it's the first day it comes out, or it's before it comes out, or something like that. Then you're gonna sell them on the $30. But after the movie's been out over, a month and a half, and even if you didn't go to the theater and see it, you probably know about it because everyone talked about it and spoiled it online and
it's pirated,
so
it's bootleg, and everything
it's all
else.
over the place. So you're not gonna. It's more than likely you're not gonna pay the $30 for that.
But once again, look, break it down to the most simplistic part. The question was asked: who would rightfully pay $30 for a movie that's been released in the theater for a month and a half? I just had to say, well, who would go into a Walmart and go buy Black Widow for $30? You got thousands of people that will still do that one. Once again, that boils down to
Ralph, again, you're talking about hard copy. I'm not talking about hard copy. It's the format. The format has changed. Yes, people will go spend that money for HD because of the extras and everything else that's going to be with it. That's a given. That's a given. But before it comes out on DVD,
remember
it's going to come out on digital.
Yeah, remember DVD and Blu-ray also comes along with extra things that you don't get with digital. So it's worth going to get it, right?
So with that being said, what did they say? Okay, when it comes to Disney Plus, you get that, and we throw a whole bunch of extras, all the kind of stuff on it. Whichever way, it still boils down. You're still gonna get the money either way. It still boils down to the word greed.
Wait, let me go back to what you let's go back to the facts, right?
Exactly.
So you talk about the growth. So the Black Widow is listed to date to have grossed $178 million domestically. That's in the theaters.
That's in the theaters,
right? $178 million domestically.
Mm-hmm.
Worldwide, it's at 367 because it was 189 over, overseas, international. So once again,
now what's the separation of that? Now that's best movie theater. What's the Disney Plus number?
Yeah. Well, the Disney Plus number is what we was talking about.
And they only gave you the Disney
Plus
number.
Oh, it's still 60? It's still 60?
This is not including the Disney Plus number.
Doesn't include, and you only got the Disney Plus number for the opening weekend. They haven't told you how much more it has.
How much more? Right? They haven't told you how much.
They haven't said jack. So for all you know,
that's my point. That's my point. So how are they losing money? How are they losing money? Because that's what you were saying, Ralph.
They're not losing money. What they're doing. That's why they're being sued by Scarlett Johansson, because they're not losing money. She is. So that's why in her cases, her cases, she's losing money, but they're not, because they're getting they're not really, because they're getting that uncut straight to the pocket money.
They're not sharing that $60 million, Ralph. They're not sharing that with movie theaters. They're not even sharing that with people who put into the film. That's not going to distributors. Yeah. That's not going to nobody. That's going straight to Disney. So that doesn't even go in. Marvel's coffers. It's Marvel's division, but that's money that goes straight back to Disney and the investors. That money goes straight back to them. That's all in-house profit.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go back to just dropping some of the chat room.
I don't agree with that part.
He said, let's keep it a buck. Marvel's going downhill. It's a wrap. What? It was a wrap after
Napoleon. We need to
get him with that, Martin Napoleon. I don't think that's going to happen.
I think it was a wrap after Endgame. We respect your opinion, Napoleon.
But I
agree to it.
I humbly disagree with that one. I think Marvel may have a couple of bumps because, like I said, you're kind of sort of restarting, but the machine has been rolling along too long.
You're not even restarting. Tell me, wait. Tell me, since Endgame, where have they?
And then he also put, he'll be shocked if Shang-Chi pulls in $40 million.
Why wouldn't you pull in more than $40 million?
I agree with that.
People are bugging to think that this movie is going to because that's like saying, basically what you're saying is, with saying that number, that's the number you're saying that's what they would make with just Disney Plus. That's the money that they would make on Disney. In my opinion, this is my opinion. If they were still doing day and date release, Disney Plus and the movie theaters, that number that everybody keeps touting is the number that they would make on Disney Plus. If you honestly going to sit here and say that movie is not going to make close to 80 or 90 million in movie theaters,
I can say that. No, he's right. It's not. Even if there wasn't no pandemic, it wasn't going to make 80, 90 million because number one, hold it. First of all, it's a holiday weekend. Second of all, it's the opening weekend of the NFL season. Those is two big factors right there.
Yeah, well, I discussed this. I discussed this. I think with you offline. That is definitely a factor. It is not. It is historically a bad idea to release a big franchise film on Labor Day weekend. That's the worst weekend to release a big franchise film.
Yeah.
And historically, big franchise films do not make a lot of money off that weekend.
So,
the opening weekend.
Even I was to sit and use that analogy that you said.
What day is the third? What day is the third on?
The third.
The third. It's probably a Friday. I'm
September
assuming.
3rd.
It's a Friday.
I'm assuming.
Which means that movie's going to release early. It's probably going to release on a Wednesday. Or it's gonna release
still
on
Labor
a Wednesday
Day
on a
weekend,
Thursday.
though. It's still Labor Day.
It's coming.
Weekend.
It's officially going. I mean, they're going to start running Thursday night. They're not opening on Wednesday. They're going to start opening Thursday night. So even Friday, Saturday, I will say that 90 million figure. No, I would say close to. I would have gave it 60. I would say 60 million. Yeah, that would have been a good solid open, $60 million. I don't think it was going to come anywhere, pandemic or not, anywhere near 90. One because it's an unproven comic book adaptation that a lot of people never heard of. So people may sit and say, "Wait a minute, let me see what Rotten Tomatoes everybody else said about it before I."
I am telling you, just because you got to remember also the one thing that nobody is factoring in, which is surprising to me, is the power of Marvel fans. Even though yes, it is Labor Day weekend. Marvel fans don't give a damn about that. Yeah, we'll go out and go barbecue and whatever, but guess what? Either during the day before we go to said barbecue or at night after we go hang out, we going to a movie. Or in my case, I ain't got no friends, so I don't barbecue. So it's like and there are a lot of people that are like me that really don't they don't have people that they hang out with. You know what I'm saying? So they're going to go to the movies. So I honestly believe that number is definitely not going to be under 60. I would be really very surprised if that number is under 60 or even 50. But to say 35 million or opening weekend, I can see opening day. I can see you saying that number for opening day, but opening weekend only 35? No.
Wait.
Even without a pandemic,
with the pandemic, it's going to be, it's going to be tough. I have no idea where they're going to fall in, but I don't see them. It's going to be tough opening weekend hitting, because so far actually Black Widow did that. Black Widow did like what did it do?
60 million.
60,
so
60.
You're saying
it did 60 the opening weekend, which right now is the most is done the best this year of any of the films that's released this year on opening day.
And it's got other factors. It's got a largely unknown cast, right? And
Aquafina is an Oscar-winning actress. What are you talking about?
No, she's not. Aquafina's not Oscar-winning actress.
No, she's also. Excuse me. She's been nominated. She's
not an Oscar-nominated actress too. She was kind of gypped, but she's not an Oscar-nominated actress. But even with that one, it is going to be kind of racist, say, but it is an Asian movie. There's a bunch of factors in it that will prevent it from doing that kind of money, right? So
will you think it'll do that? Do you think it'll do that internationally?
I think it'll do about $90 million opening weekend internationally. Right this second, give me 10 minutes. Let's see how it is opening. Obviously, it's going to do very well if it's opening the same weekend here as if it opens a weekend here. if it opens a weekend in Asia. So Asian, yes, it will do very well. So then you might want to kick it up.
But you're talking domestically.
Oh, she did win an award. She won a Golden Globe.
That's a Golden Globe. That ain't an Oscar. Sorry.
That's an international award mostly, but that's the foreign press that gives you that.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I get it. Over here, I mean, you got to be worried that that because of the situation, really because of the pandemic, and I gotta agree with you a little bit there, Ralph, because of the fact that the a lot of people over here aren't going to know this cast, aren't going to know, these people, and just, they'll be going strictly to support it as a Marvel film. That's it. Yeah, I mean, or just like, oh, let's check it out. I mean, I think even if let's just say whether it was a Marvel film or not, I think the trailer looks really dope. Like,
I do too.
I would go see it whether it was a Marvel film or not. I'd be like, yo, that looks dope. So you're gonna have to rely on your diehard Marvel people, but there's a lot of diehard Marvel people that's just not going to the theaters because of the pandemic. It doesn't matter. I mean, hell, I'm a diehard Marvel person. AJ, he's a diehard Marvel person. He hasn't been going to the theaters. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got people, Larry. You know what I'm saying? Larry's been collecting Marvel all his life. You know what I'm saying? So it's like there's people that collect, Jay. There's people that collect Marvel and still. Jason still. Shout out to Jay, over there from Heroes to Icons.
The only thing I can say is
I was comics all his life, and he's not going to the theater.
Well, listen, like I said last week, and like I said before off air, I was in the movie theater. I was in the movie theater twice for Black Widow, for IMAX and regular theater.
This is the thing. This is what you always do, Kev. You are a different person. You always use yourself as an example to the average people.
No. You missed what you missed. You missed what I said. I said I was in the movie theater.
You said it was packed. Yeah,
the movie theater was packed. I didn't say because I go. I'm not saying that everybody's not me. I'm saying on opening weekend for Black Widow on Thursday night. And over the weekend, when I went on Saturday in a regular movie theater, because on opening night I went to see it in IMAX, and on a regular night I went to at a regular movie theater. Both instances, it was packed.
Well, that's Black Widow.
Exactly, that's Black Widow. You come with someone who you don't know who this person is.
We've been with for almost 20 movies. I mean, we've been with for 10 years with this character.
I am telling you, people are going to go out and support this movie for one of two reasons. One, because of the debacle that it was in Iron Man 3. That's first and foremost. Between Iron Man 2 and Iron Man 3, between the first Iron Man and Iron Man 3, they just completely screwed up what the 10 rings were supposed to be in the first place. And then on top of that, the Mandarin, and also because of the fact, just that image of Fing Fang Foom in the water is enough. It's good. That's what's going to bring the diehard fans out.
Well, but it's going to have to be the diehard fans because, like I said,
you need way more than just the diehard fans. You need the regular folks too.
You're going to need regular folks to get those numbers. You're going to get those numbers. But initially, when movies first drop like that, it's mostly the diehard fans that help make those numbers what they are initially. And then the rest of the public falls in on top of that.
I don't know about
that's why you have such a drop off the second weekend, because the second weekend there's not a large number of diehard fans that are really going out the second weekend, except for those who are going to see it the second or third time.
Well,
but for the most part,
all we can hope is that the same diehard fans that went out to see Black Widow will come out to see this. But like I said, it's just all, the diehard fans are still, it all depends on the individual person, because once again, we're still in a pandemic. So, yes, they remember when when Black Widow was finally released and stuff like that, everybody was at that height of, oh, people getting vaccinated, this is that, and this is that. Then the variant drops, and now it's again, people are on that, oh, blah, 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 blah. You know, they're all back on high alert again. It all depends on the individuals. Like I said, I personally, as you know the same people I know. I personally know a whole bunch of diehard comic book fans that are not even thinking about going to the theaters to see these movies. They didn't go see Black Widow in the theaters, but mainly probably because they could have saw it on Disney Plus, but they didn't go see Black Widow in the theaters. They're not going to see Shang Chi. Maybe they're hoping.
I think people will, now that the choice has been taken away from them. I think people will go see it, but they won't go see it in droves. As in, it's not going to be like it's not going to be. It probably won't be. I'm not going to say it's not going to be. I'm going to say it probably won't be. Friday night. Everybody's going to the movie.
Everybody going there Friday night. Yeah. Because
you have people who go during the day.
People might be trickling through the days.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. But we'll see how it goes, man. I hope it does well. I'm not very confident that it will do well over that because of the two main factors against them is obviously the pandemic. I won't even hold the stuff about the actors that aren't as known over here in the States. That's a factor as well. But the two main factors is the pandemic.
I mean, but also
Labor Day weekend.
But it's also a good number.
And the NFL, don't ever discount
the NFL. So you can pretty much forget Sunday.
Right. If it was baseball, basketball, nobody would give a damn. The NFL, come on. The NFL is like its own. Sunday is the NFL's day.
Yeah. I ain't gonna lie, but especially for sports fans, the start of the NFL season is like a holiday.
Yeah,
it is like a holiday.
Yeah,
you're like, oh man, Jesus, you're like, you got my. We talked about this off air, Kev. I got my TV over here. I got my
jersey.
TV.
I got my
AFC TV. I got my other TV that's got what's it called?
NFL Network.
NFL Red Zone. Got NFL Red Zone on there so I can see all the scores. So I'm ready to rock now. I got my, like you said, got my jersey, my paraphernalia. You know what I'm saying? I already bruh. I've ordered my jersey already for that weekend.
Yeah, see that's the difference for me.
And I ordered my daughter her little cheerleading outfit because she's only 18 months, but she's a Viking fan. She don't know it yet, but she's a Viking fan.
But that's how it is. I mean, no, that's how it is. Whatever the parent is, that's usually what the kids are. It's unless the parent, if the parent don't give no input, that's when the kids end up picking what they want to do. And then 9 times out of 10, they end up becoming a Dallas Cowboy fan, which anyway. So
what? We're not gonna start with that one because I'm sick of all you other fans about the Dallas Cowboys. I'm sick of all of you. All I'm gonna sit back and say about you because to this day, I have not met one person that ever said that they don't like the Cowboys had ever given me a reason as to why. No one had ever given me a reason why people don't like that.
I can give you 3 other reasons why. The fans.
Why? Wait a minute, the fans. Excuse me. Pause. Kevin, what team do you? Wait a minute. What team do you root for? What team do you root for?
The Seattle Seahawks and the Washington Redskins. Well, the Washington football team now.
Washington football team. Well, he has.
You know what? I will give you Seattle. Seattle's fans. The Legion of Boom. I'll give you that one. Washington. I don't know about Washington, but. A person got an argument with the Giant fan. I said, wait a minute. Because if y'all haven't seen it, check this out on Netflix. It's funny me saying this on Netflix. It's called The Malice in the Palace. It's all about the
Malice in the Palace.
Yeah. Right. That was actually a good. That was
really good.
Malice in the Palace. Yeah.
Stephen A. Smith always talks about the Cowboy fans, and he's talking about because they're always optimistic. I'm like, you saying it like that's a bad thing, like any other team. But
it goes. But you got to understand what Stephen A. Smith is saying, Ralph.
He's being nice by saying optimistic.
And it's beyond optimism.
Delusional.
Oh, please.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Sometimes it's just y'all just be talking out the side of your face sometimes.
All right, so we'll leave.
Whoa. I don't want to hear that.
The sport,
because if somebody is in here or watch the show that's an Eagle fan, you guys, y'all have been
just won a championship not that long ago.
But they got one.
Yeah, but
the Eagle fans walk around like they got 10 rings or something. You got one.
But you know what? Here's how I'll wrap this up. I'm gonna wrap this up with a bow. Here's the thing. Here's the reason why the Eagles get more respect than the Cowboys do. Because if you ever walked into the Eagles station, into the Eagles stadium, running your mouth, you might not walk out. That's just plain and simple. You ain't going to Philly.
Okay.
and I don't care who you are. I don't care what team you are. Jesus ain't walking into Philly talking about what Cowboys, what Philly suck. Let me tell you something. There'll be another crucifixion.
But listen to what you just said. You said if you walk into the Eagles stadium, no matter what team you are, you talking smack about the Eagles, you're gonna get some crap. But you could walk into anybody's stadium and talk smack about my team.
No. Philly, no. But Ralph, there's a difference. It's on Ralph. The Raiders. It is on record. It is on record that Philly, Pittsburgh, and as of recently over the last couple of years, the Raiders and Giant Stadium are the 4 places where you don't go and run your mouth. Because it just does not end well.
So with that, wait. So with that being said, wouldn't those 4 teams you named be worse than Cowboy fans?
No, because they know how people. Eagle fans. Listen, I know plenty of Eagle fans, and they don't run their mouth like. Look at you! You're the prime example. Look at what you're doing. You're going to. We will go to the grave. We will go to the grave with this argument.
Yeah, we're gonna have to stop this argument because this is gonna go forever until football season starts. So I think what y'all need to do is have a nice little
Kevin.
Napoleon said you definitely might get smacked in Philly.
Right.
That's what he said. He's right though. That's true.
Giants saying you could probably get hit. Giants saying you probably get hit with.
You didn't want to go to Philly. Philadelphia. Now, like I said, I think I'm gonna tell you from my standpoint, and not to keep harping on this, but Philadelphia fans, they are rough, man. When it comes to their team, they're not good sports when it comes to their team
at all.
You know what I mean?
No, they're not.
But yeah, man.
Look how y'all did Rocky. I mean, come on.
I know, right? The Dallas fans,
Dallas fans are just great. And Ralph, this is no disrespect to you, but Dallas fans can be crybabies sometimes. A little whiny.
I think that's what they're talking about. Because they're trying to get back those days of Jimmy Johnson.
Glory years.
Yeah.
They're gone.
Jimmy Johnson days. Them days is over. Your boy ruined that.
Okay.
Your owner who wants to be the GM and wants to be the coach. He ruined y'all championship.
He ruined it.
Yeah, he ruined y'all championships with Jimmy Johnson. Bought in Barry Switzer, who really just had Jimmy Johnson's team, and that's why he went to the Super Bowl.
Yeah. Now, if anybody's watching I'm Ralph. I am a Dallas Cowboy fan, and you're right. You're right. The owner messed up that dynasty team of the 90s.
That's the dynasty team.
Right. I'm Ralph Terry, and I'm a Dallas Cowboy fan. And yes, the owner of the team has messed up the team. I don't know what to do about it. Except drink.
He's drinking. So anyway, that's a preview to our sports show called The Bench Warmers. Catch the Bench Warmers on Tuesday nights at 8:00. That's where we talk sports. But yeah, I'm gonna have to send this over to Jimmy Ace.
you know,
he's
I need
the
to get on
host of the
Jimmy
Big
A's show
Four.
because I'm sick of this. I'm sick of the Cowboy.
Cowboy
I'm
bashing.
really sick of the Cowboy. I mean, don't get me wrong. Yeah, don't get me wrong. I mean, don't,
Giants fan.
see,
You ain't getting no sympathy from him.
Exactly. Yeah, that's the wrong person. You might as well come back and talk to me.
I'm gonna tell you why. And this is really.
Fan.
I don't mind people talking about the Cowboys because hey, we all got teams that we don't like for that reason. But what I get sick and tired about is everybody singling out the Cowboys as the worst team to be a fan for in all the sports. Please, a Yankee fan, Boston Bruins. Don't get me started about the Detroit Red Wings. Don't.
All right, see, I think what you're talking about, Ralph, is more so like the type of fans that they are. Now I get you. Yankee fans are obnoxious. Yankee fans are obnoxious.
There is nothing obnoxious about.
Yeah. Oh hell yeah. No, Yankee fans are obnoxious.
Of course they are.
Hell yeah. Of course they are.
He wanted $90 million.
Coming from a Mets fan.
$90 million, but he wanted 90. But he wanted
everybody in the league knows that. But you know that's fine. And even if you talk about there's a lot of the Raiders fans obnoxious too. They're terrible. As far as like they killed somebody.
They walk into the Imperial Mart. They killed somebody.
They killed I think it was a Steeler fan. They killed
while the game was going on.
While the game was going on. I think it was
while the game was going on.
So I understand what you said. I think we're not saying that I think most people aren't saying that the Cowboys fans are bad fans because they're obnoxious or they're this or that. But a lot of times when people look at, I think what Stephen A was trying to say is in a nice way that when he says that they're so optimistic, what he really meant is sometimes they're a little delusional where they think that they're really gonna be something and they're really not gonna be anything. Just be honest with yourself and be like, yeah, this team ain't going nowhere.
But that's every.
But it's not.
You can be optimistic as far as like you can be hopeful. I always say I'm in a Minnesota Viking. I'm in a couple of groups on Facebook and stuff like that. I'm surprised I got kicked out of the group yet because I'm always the one that says, look, I'm hopeful. I'm gonna cheer every day, hard, but I'm not delusional and I'm not gonna lie to myself and I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I'm going to tell you what this team is.
I can back that up. We and Wes have had plenty of football conversations, and I've never once heard any kind of delusional talk like Minnesota is taking it this season. We got it. We bringing it to the wall. We are America's team.
Wait, hold. You mean that year when Minnesota not long ago went 15-1 and got to the NFC Championship and lost? When they was
even then,
we feel you're 15-1. You feeling like we should win.
There you go.
I said that game. I said that Super Bowl. We should have been in that Super Bowl. We lost. We lost that game on Gary Anderson miss. Gary Anderson, the most consistent kicker in the NFL history,
of all
time, misses a kick that would have sent us to the Super Bowl. The football gods didn't want us to have it. It's just that plain and simple. Because when something like that happens, it wasn't meant for us to have it. But anyway, let's get back to the movie stuff. So, before we wrap up.
60 million, and I'm looking at a lot, and it says here that according to reports that this may not even open. It says here in May 2021, a Chinese state media reported excluded Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings as well as Eternals from its list of upcoming MCM films releasing, which Variety noted adds to the rumors that the films will not be released in China. So now, if they're not going to be released in China, now that number will come down.
Be good. Yeah, that's not.
And that's not good because
how China, how Asia acts when it comes. Like Asia is very, very weird and picky when it comes to these films. That's an American-made film with Asian cast and Asian actors.
But not only that, and let's be clear, it's the Asian government It's not the Asian people; it's the Asian government because they're a communist government. There's a lot of stuff that they they don't approve of in films, and so this has been for months. This is not something new with Disney. Disney is known for months now that there was a good possibility that Shang-Chi was not going to possibly release in China, or at least not right away anyway. Before it goes some kind of editing changes that they do to the dialogue, when they have their translations or whatever.
I mean, it's because remember when they didn't they change the name of Captain America?
Mm-hmm.
They changed the name. It was some other name.
Yeah, they change everything.
They always do that. Yeah,
they change everything.
Anything that's going to put into the minds of people to fight and to be democratic and to be anything that's revolutionary, anything that's going to put any kind of spirit into people to fight and to go against the government, they will cancel it beforehand. That's the reason why China's internet is so controlled.
Oh yeah,
and they don't have Disney Plus. They don't got Disney Plus in China.
No, they don't.
So that's a big money drop off that Disney is not getting. Anytime. So I don't know how they're gonna recover that money, because that's a lot of change you leaving.
We only have a few more weeks a couple more weeks to see. So I wanted to say, since we're on the whole talking about the superheroes and Marvel and stuff like that, this is a random thing, but I just wanted to show this on the air. This picture here of Black Widow and Harley Quinn. I just wanted to show these two women. They're actually cosplayers. They're really good. It looks really good. I saw that. I came across this. I was like, yo, what? And then I'm looking like, yo, she really looks like Scarlett Johansson there.
Scarlett Johansson.
Black Widow. Yeah. So,
but to answer that question from before that you asked about Scarlett Johansson, I think the only role in the DCU that she should play, and hell, since I've been watching it all weekend, is Poison Ivy. But if you're gonna do Poison Ivy,
right?
Bring Margot Robbie in it to have the two of them do Ivy
together. Yeah.
Ivy and Ivy, like Thelma and Louise, where they just go around wrecking Gotham.
Yeah, she could do Poison Ivy as well. Yeah, I had that on my top 5 list. Yeah, I just went with my top 3. She could do Poison Ivy as well. I just don't know if I just wonder if Poison Ivy. Yeah, I mean they could always branch out. Hell, they made up a whole backstory for Joker, so they could. Yeah, and that would be cool to have her seeing them together in this picture. That would be good to have them, kind of do something together. That would be kind of cool too. But we'll see. We'll see how that goes with Scarlett. What do they say here? He said, Napoleon said, I was reading some reports. And some people in China don't like the main star of Shang-Chi. Yeah, I did read that.
Yeah, they don't. Yeah, because
they were calling him ugly on some weird stuff. Yeah, I agree. Good call out there, Napoleon. That was actually, I read the same thing. Kev, you just said you read the same thing as well.
Yeah, that and also because I think in the beginning too, I don't know. I don't remember whether it was him or whether it was somebody else. He also had some comments about the Chinese government. Mind you, he's Canadian, so
so that's another reason why I don't like him. Yeah, I mean, yeah, this is wow. It's like I said, man. It's going to be interesting to see how that goes down. I wish them well on it. I really do. I want them to do well. And like I said, even if I do not go to the theater, I'm buying a ticket because I'm going to support it. I'm going to buy a ticket. I want to be in that number. So I want to make sure that they, do something. Yeah, man. So we are just a quick update on our upcoming rewind with Last American Virgin. So I did hear back from Lawrence Monason, and he seems like he's in. And we're gonna set up everything. It's probably gonna be in sometime in September, and we'll set it up. So that'll be cool. So that gives us time to still go back, review the film, blah blah blah, do everything we got to do, and we'll get that going from there. So I think Ralph said. So Kev, you think they're gonna do what on the opening weekend? Realistically, what do you think they're gonna do on opening weekend?
Around 55.
Realistically, around 55. I think I'm gonna have to chop a few ducats off of that because I just think the history of the that weekend is gonna hurt them. Especially if Ralph's saying that the NFL actually starts that weekend on this Sunday. We'll see. 55 is for you. I think Ralph, I don't know what Ralph said. I'm gonna say somewhere around 40.
He said 30 something.
He said 30 something. He said 35. I'm saying 40. He's saying 55. I'm going in the middle there. Napoleon chimes in and says 45 max. That's what he thinks. So yeah, that's and Ralph, what was your official number? You said 35. What did you say?
No, I said 60. I said about 60.
Oh, you said 60 for the opening weekend. For the opening weekend?
Yeah, open weekend, 60 million.
Is that 60 max or 60?
US? No, I think 60 million US.
US, okay.
But since I don't know if it is open in other parts of the countries, kick it up to maybe about 90 million international.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
so let's just say 90 million in total, US and domestic.
Yeah, and I want to make a correction also. That the NFL doesn't start until September 10th. It doesn't start Labor Day weekend. Yeah, it doesn't start Labor Day weekend.
Yeah.
September 10th.
Once again, I can see that as well because once again, not everybody can go out to a football game. Remember, I told you before the main reason why Labor Day weekend, especially for the East Coast of the United States, is that bridge between summer ending and fall beginning. People want to be outside. They want to be outside. They want to do things because they feel like, especially the East Coast, because they know school's starting back. They want to do things during that weekend that's going to represent the end of their summer. Right. So that's what I said. I guess historically, that's why it's always hurt. No big films really come out over big franchise films, I should say, come out over Labor Day weekend. So
I'm hoping this. I'm hoping this changes that because I think there's so much up in the air now with how everything is now. I don't think that's going to be the says all be all. And the other reason why I say that too is because we're trying to kind of sort of get back to a normal. So you're going to have people that are, that'll probably break position. Like, you know what, let's just go to a movie. I don't feel like dealing with the traffic and the driving. So you're going to have, those people that are going to be like, well, let's go see a movie. Let's go check out the Shang Chi thing or whatever the case may be. So I'm from that angle, I'm kind of optimistic about it. For me personally, I don't like going out on holidays because I don't like dealing with traffic and I hate people altogether. And so it's just like the Thursday night, the day before is kind of my thing. So I like I said, I think there's going to be people out.
Okay.
I mean, particularly at movie theaters with shopping malls. People who are doing back to school shopping.
Yeah, right, exactly.
They may want to go see Candyman. That come out the week before. They may want to say, "Shit, I want to go see."
Oh yeah. And that's that. You know what? Now because of that, that's the other thing I'm not factoring in too, because there are movies, two or three other horror movies that are coming out between now and the end of the month.
Here's a quick history of, and this right now is a tally of really. This is not even the full weekend. This is like the opening day, that Friday of Labor Day weekend. History of gross. It's got to be for the day because it's only in the millions, not in the tens of millions. So, 2018, Crazy Rich Asians did 6.6 million opening day. Right? Labor Day weekend.
That number sounds right because the
Yeah.
Asians don't really celebrate Labor Day anyway. So that
1999, The Sixth Sense did $6.3 million opening day, Labor Day weekend. 2014, Guardians of the Galaxy did $5.8 million opening day on that Friday of Labor Day weekend. Now we don't know if it opened. It didn't open. This is just a tally of the grosses of that Friday before Labor Day weekend. Doesn't mean Guardians of the Galaxy opened that weekend because they didn't, but that's what they did. Lee Daniels, The Butler, 5.3 million. The Help, 5.2 million in 2011. 2007, Rob Zombie's Halloween did 4.2 million that Friday. So this is what we talk about and they says cumulative gross. If I go back to Crazy Rich Asians, cumulative gross 30 million, 6 Cents 21 million, Guardians of the Galaxy 31 million, Halloween 29 million. So like it's not big numbers historically that weekend. That's why the numbers, the odds are kind of stacked against them when it comes to stuff like that because of these type of facts, these type of numbers, and these are a lot of films, that's why the big franchise films just don't do Labor Day weekend.
Nope.
If they come out before Labor Day sometime and it happens to play Labor Day weekend, and it is what it is. But even then,
here's now the question. So here's the question now. If that's the case, if what you're saying, well, not to say if what you're saying is true, what you're saying is true, then it begs the question, like, why would Marvel shoot themselves in the foot by releasing on this date?
Why would they? I don't know. That's a whole nother show to talk about. That's a whole nother show. We sure hope that they I don't know what that is. I hope it ain't nothing fishy going on.
Because what it sounds like to me is when you have somebody talk about this is an experiment.
Yeah.
And then you're releasing on a date that's not.
That's probably that's probably one of the reasons why he used that word experiment, because he probably expects low numbers. He probably expects low numbers or anticipates low numbers due to the factors that we all just mentioned. Remember, Guardians of the Galaxy released August 1st, and then they released it on August 1st during the summer, and it just ran through
Labor Day.
Now. According to this, originally it was scheduled to release on Valentine's Day weekend this year, which also coincide with the first day of the Chinese New Year. Then it was pushed back to May 7th, and then because of COVID, May 9th, and then July 9th, and then to what the day is now. So that probably had a lot to do with it, unless they decided to hold on to it until next February.
They bumped it. They bumped it because they switched that day because originally it was supposed to be that and then Black Widow. And I think what they did was they flip-flopped
it around. They flip-flopped it and stuff. Because also something else was supposed to come out before Black Widow too. Yeah, this was definitely supposed to come out for Black Widow. But well, we'll have to see. We'll see how that turns out, and and we'll go from there. So going forward, I'm gonna be interested to see how this goes. Like I said, I'm gonna do my job and support, and let's hope that I really, because it looks like a good film. It looks like a fun film, and I think it will. The quality of the film never worried me. I think it's going to be a good film, right?
I think across the board. Between that and Snake Eyes, not to cut you off, but between if Snake Eyes, then I think Snake Eyes should have did better than what it did. I was very disappointed with how Snake Eyes performed, and Snake Eyes was much better, and it was much better than Mortal Kombat. Mortal Kombat was straight trash, and for whatever reason,
Hey, I like Mortal Kombat.
and
I like
you know,
but hell, hey, but Kev, don't worry. Snake Eyes coming to DVD October 19th.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to that.
I'm gonna get the Blu-ray for that. It's coming on Blu-ray as well.
Yeah,
I would get the Blu-ray for that, man, because I want to watch that. But yeah, man, it's we're gonna have to see. There's definitely some odds against it, stacked against it. It's unfortunate that they got that release, which also kind of explains why dude is a little pumped up. You know, he's like, yeah, we're the underdog, we're this, we're that. Yeah, because look, I mean, look at this. You know, not only you're faced with you got Asia doing their nonsense.
Let's be specific.
Not Asia, no, China. You got China, but that's gonna make up a large portion of Asia. That's gonna be that would go and watch it.
Let me clear that. That's a billion. Yeah. That's a billion plus people right there. That's that's a lot of people going to the movie theaters. That
it's an interesting point from Napoleon. He said he wasn't surprised about Snake Eyes. I think the G.I. Joe movies don't have a good audience. Good. That's an interesting point.
Yeah, because the G.I. Joe movies only have the loyal G.I. Joe fan base that are really going to come out and come see those movies.
Those movies weren't. They weren't the type of movies to attract outside fans. You know what I mean? Like it just wasn't. You know, which it was missing whatever.
This one kind of was though. This one I think this one was kind of broke the mold of what the other films did, because the way the other films were put together, those were more Americanized, for lack of a better phrase. They were more put together for more of a domestic fan base. I think this one had a little bit more of an international reach, even with how they did their production and the and everything with how they put it together. Excuse me. That's why I just expected a little bit more. And I'm just surprised at the numbers. But also, again, it's showing during a pandemic. People gonna be like Snake Eyes. Okay, yeah.
I'd have been in the theater dressed like Snake Eyes with a mask on.
It's not a war movie. But it's not a war movie. If the G.I. Joe was a straight up war movie, maybe the response would be different. I mean, and I would say you already got G.I. Joe. It was called The Expendables. You got G.I. Joe right there. If you did something like The Expendables, maybe you talking a different story. But you're not even doing that one. You're coming up with, exosuits. Nobody wants to see that crap.
This is an origin story. This didn't have nothing to do with exosuits or nothing. It's just an origin story.
No, I'm talking about G.I. Joe.
No, you're talking about the G.I. Joe.
Oh, you mean G.I. Joe? It's going to be. Well, Ralph, you got to remember,
they're not war movies. Right.
But G.I. Joe was, with the exception of the Kung Fu Grip and the early G.I. Joes from when we were growing up, those were based off of wars. Those are based off of soldiers. Those are based on out of war. But once Hasbro got involved,
if you look at the cartoons, because I still like the cartoons. The first two G.I. Joe cartoons, the Pyramid of Power, they're straight up war films. If you would do something on that kind of level,
but
maybe it'd be different. But you're coming on.
They kind of went a little bit. They did a little bit with Cobra. They kind of made it a little more Cobra, more like a. Cobra is supposedly a terrorist group, but they kind of made them more like a spy group or something.
Yeah,
but they are. If you go back to what the Baroness is a spy.
She's a spy, but the rest of them, they're all part of that terrorist organization. But I understand I think what they really did was not the fact that it wasn't a war movie. It's just the fact that they just probably more of the tone that they came with. It was just a little too, I don't know, light. I'm gonna say
too
light.
cartoonish.
Too light.
Cartoonish for the cartoon.
Yeah, it was too late in my
But
opinion.
that's what GI Joe was. They had the suits. They had the
they did. I'm not denying that. It's not gonna the fan like myself. It's not gonna affect me to see that
the
in
regular
the film.
moviegoer.
I'm like, all right, cool. But the regular moviegoer is gonna be, what the hell is this?
I think that's why
exactly. Like not for it would be the same thing if they did Transformers. If they would have had Transformers come to Earth and they didn't fight any Decepticons, they were just here walking around, hanging out, saying, "Hey, what's up, Starscream? Hey, what's up?" Nobody want to go see that crap. You want to see Megatron and just here. Then you want to see Optimus Prime going up against Megatron. You want to see Megatron pop out his big ass cannon. Bumblebee turning into a car. You want to see that. If you were to take those things out of Transformers and try to make it what I would keep calling it kiddie friendly, nobody would want to see it. And the first Transformers was great. Second one, I like the third. The fourth and fifth, garbage. Fourth and fifth one, garbage. The first and third one, only ones I really like. But the first and third ones, but the first and third ones are straight up war movies. I mean, come on, look what they did in Chicago. The third one,
but hell, even the last one was.
That was garbage. I don't want to. Come on,
the last one was good. The last one was good, just because it was based off of that, because it was based off the Knights of the Round Table. That's up in the air. But as far as the movie itself, compared to the other ones, it's not bull.
It got a little ridiculous after a while. I mean, I liked them. It was great to see them on screen and brought to life the way they were brought to life. Michael Bay did the first one. He did what the first.
He did all of them. He did all
of them. He did every single
one. He didn't do all of them. He didn't do the last one. No, he didn't.
All of them.
No, he
I think
did
the only
not.
one he didn't. I know for a fact he did not do Bumblebee.
He didn't.
He didn't do Bumblebee, and I don't think he did. I don't think he did the last one either.
He definitely didn't do Bumblebee.
He definitely didn't.
Bumblebee was dope. Now that was a good
Bumblebee
was dope.
That was a good one.
That was the good one.
That was a good one.
Yeah, no,
and just for the listeners, for the real talkers out there, if you want to see what Ralph was talking about, if you want to see what Ralph was talking about, where you want to see you just want to see robots without the human element, go to Netflix and watch their latest incarnation of the Transformers with more Cybertron. The all three parts is just totally dope. Dope.
Yeah, it's great. So, I mean, just Ralph, I think he was away from the mic. Just like I said, just updating that. So Lawrence Monison did reach back to me, and it seems like he's in. So we're going to set that up for some time early in September, and not Labor Day weekend. We're not gonna set up for Labor Day weekend.
I'm be LA on a boat. I'm be in LA on a boat.
Yeah, I hear you.
Labor Day weekend.
I hear you. So anyway, that's we're just wrapping the show up now, but we'll set that up for the next coming weeks. I'm glad that Mr. Monison hit me back, and seems like we just got to tie up the loose ends with that, and we can get them on, and we'll be able to. It gives us a little time to get the film reviewed again, and we'll do our movie rewind review, and on that, and then we need to pick another movie too, because we didn't do one for this month, so we need to do one for this month. Maybe we'll do it next week.
Well, I'll put it out there right now. My movie rewind movies that I did this weekend was Roadhouse and Sharky's Machine.
Yeah.
I like
good
Sharky.
choice.
I saw Sharky's Machine in the movie theater. Funny thing, my mom took me, my brother to see that. But I know why I remember that movie so well, because when we came home, it was the playoff game of the Chargers and the Dolphins that went into double overtime. So I missed the first half because I was at the movies. But then when we came home with Wendy's, like, damn, this is a good football game. I got to see the rest of the game. But I've seen it since then. It's decent. I mean, but that song, Street Life, that's my jam. That's a good way to open the movie, Street Life.
Of course, yeah. Well, so let's and of course everyone loves Roadhouse, right?
Yeah,
Roadhouse.
Roadhouse.
Roundhouse kick. Roadhouse. Yeah, I felt like doing that today. I should have did that today at the damn pharmacy. Damn lady at the pharmacy.
I wanted to kick somebody.
I wanted the straight roundhouse kicker and say Roadhouse. Pick up my prescription and leave. For real. So maybe
I'm gonna have to do that.
Do Roadhouse then.
I'm gonna have to just trip somebody by accident and be like Roadhouse.
Yeah, maybe you want to do Roadhouse then?
That sounds good to me.
We could
let's do Roadhouse.
Let's do Roadhouse. So that's how it is. Wrapping up the show. Next week we will do our movie rewind review. Is for the people who don't know, who might just be listening now. That is where we will take once a month. We will take a film, a classic, film of the past. We will rewatch it and re-review it. Bring it back to you guys and let y'all. We'll talk about some of the key points of what made this film what it was. Maybe some hits and misses, whatever we want to, talk about and point out. So next week we will do Roadhouse. We'll do, I had to go in on the screen because they always zoom in on him when he says that. It's Peter Griffin style. I'm gonna have to get that soundbite. Roadhouse.
Roadhouse.
And next week we'll do Roadhouse. We'll do that as our rewind review for the month of August. It should be good. We mentioned that they were talking about remaking it. Thank God. What's her name? Ronda Rousey is not. They killed that project.
I'm
glad they did that.
I'm sorry. I'm sad about that. I think you should. I think maybe you should have. It can't be at the.
You think they should?
It wouldn't have been at the theatrical. If you said I'm putting on streaming a remake, a new version or a sequel of Roadhouse, where somehow they already did it, where the second one was his son. Maybe the third one was someone he trained, as a kid and became tough and became a bouncer. I would like to see a female version of Roadhouse because, once again, you don't see too many female-led action movies, and not for nothing.
Get her and Gina Carrera on the screen.
You can't.
She ain't ready for that.
The two of them don't like each other in real life.
She ain't ready for that.
Are you serious? They don't like each other in real life?
She ain't ready for that
in real life.
She ain't ready for that Gina smoke.
Wow. My bad.
I don't know if Gina could really. I don't know if either of them could really beat each other up for real. Misha Tate is a different story. Neither of them want Misha Tate smoke. That's the person you don't want to smoke from. Misha Tate.
I think Gina could get with Misha Tate more than Rhonda can.
I think now Gina could, because if you see Gina, she's bigger now.
Yeah, she's even bigger now.
Those thighs is
bigger now than what she's
been doing.
Yeah, she's been getting it in. So but they were talking about around. Now, like I said, I think they were talking about, not saying that a female-led film wouldn't be good for it. If they did it right, it may be decent. I think it probably should be. I don't know. They wanted to remake her as Dalton, and doing whatever. I'm like, not saying it wouldn't have worked, but
I think with the right story, it would have worked with her, because Gina can. Because Rhonda can act. She can act, and if given the right script,
she's all right. Yeah,
but she can act good enough to where she would be able to carry a film like
within her lane. I give her in her lane.
Yeah.
She'd
be able to act in that film because it didn't require crazy, acting.
She's not gonna be talking Shakespearean with an accent,
right?
Klingon or some shit. She just had to kick somebody's ass.
It would have worked, but I don't know. Yeah, I think it would have worked either way.
I think if they would have built a nice story around it, she would have been able to carry that. I think that would have been a good comeback film for her career. A good bounce back film for her career. If they would, with the right story, with the right script, and the right director.
What you were saying, if they would have had it like what you said, Kev, then they could have brought Gina in to play the
villain.
Sam no or either the
villain.
villain or the Sam what you call it character. What's his
Oh,
name?
okay, yeah.
Hey, Ronda Rousey, since you're watching the show, I got an idea for you. Why don't you and Gina Carano team up to do a remake of new version of Lone Wolf McQuade, where like one of yours is like the Texas Ranger, yeah,
or Tango and Cash.
Yeah, Tango and Cash would be cool
too. No. They gotta be opposites. They gotta be opposites.
Oh, you want them to be opposites?
No, they gotta be opposites. They can't. Right, they can't be on the same team. They gotta be opposites.
We once talked about Expendables. I think they both definitely have to be in that if they ever did it. I think they both would have to be in the Expendables. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know if Stallone's ever going to get to doing that one. I really wish he would have did it. I don't know if he's Stallone. I don't know if he's ever going to get
the Expendables. That's the one with the female, the all female one.
You know what? Honestly, I don't want him doing it.
What do you mean you don't want him doing it? He's gonna do it. It's his franchise.
He's gonna do it.
It's his franchise.
It's his franchise.
He has to do it.
He don't have to be in it, but
he'd have to produce it.
He's gonna be involved in some kind of way.
He'd have to at least produce it.
I was looking. Yeah, I was looking forward to that. I was like, oh shit, that sounds great. But I don't know, man, because not the female action star, they're becoming lesser and lesser. I mean, you got a couple of women that really fit the bill, but do you have enough?
Charlize for sure. Charlize is
you got Charlize.
We already talked about this. We did a whole show about it. We talked about Charlize. You know, we said the locks, the lock of Charlize, and we talked about Halle Berry. We talked about
you gotta throw Halle Berry up in it now. After this MMA movie, which I think is coming on Netflix next month.
Yeah,
so now you gotta throw her up in there. But
plus John Wick alone, you gotta throw her up in there.
But the thing is, like, is there enough? Because the Expendables, I think, was like 9 guys, and then you got the villains who also is there enough?
There's enough, because remember we talked about it. Because remember, you got to think about the classics too. You got to think about Linda Hamilton. You got to think about Sigourney Weaver. Like, these are people that can be in the film, and whether Sigourney would play a good villain, I'm telling you, she'd be a great villain for the film, because she was actually a pretty good villain in the
Internal.
Jesus, no.
I mean, Inhumans.
No. The Defenders. She wasn't a bad villain in that. In Defenders, and then she was in another part of that franchise too. She could play a villain. But anyway, well, so that's what we're doing. We want to thank everybody for checking in. Napoleon, we appreciate you joining us. Vulcan, we appreciate you joining us. Of course, Joseph, we always appreciate you. Joseph dropping his stuff in the chat room. We appreciate you, brother, for holding us down. We really do appreciate that. And everyone else who came through tonight and watched the show, everyone that's going to watch the replay of it and watch it, please share with your friends. That's subscribe, subscribe, and share with your friends. Hit that subscribe button, hit the little bell so it lets you know when we put up stuff, because we're actually going to start putting up other things as well. I'm going to be uploading some of our past shows. We did a Ladies of the 80s show with Diane Franklin. I'm going to put up the highlights from that. We did some other show. We did a horror show special with Felissa Rose, who played Angela from the Sleepaway Camp film. I'm gonna put some highlights up from that. I'm gonna upload some of our
Trina
classics. Trina Parks, the first Black Bond girl. Trina Parks, we had her. So also I'm gonna take it back, since we got the new Power show going on. We'll take it back to when we interviewed Leslie Lopez, aka Pink Sneakers, from the first season of Power. I'm gonna upload that, just give you all a little bit of.
What was she doing with herself?
She's
What she
doing
doing
some
with herself
things,
now?
but I'm gonna tell you, I want to get Felissa Rose back on, bro, because let me tell you something. I looked at her IMDb, and she is going ham right now with her film. She's got like 20 films set to, that she's working on, like on IMDb. It's crazy. I don't think I've ever seen that many films like in production or in development. It's crazy. I was like, yo, I mean, if you look at her filmography, I'm not even counting. Some of them don't even have dates on them yet, but she's got films all the way through 2022. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 8 right there. And then she's got some that's in pre-production, some that's in production, some are filming. She's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 films that are currently filming that she's in. 5 films that are currently filming. She's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 films, 6, 7 films in post-production. Right? Even more than that, more than 7 films. Yo, she is going ham right now. So I cannot. Oh, Napoleon said he said I'm gonna subscribe. Thank you. I appreciate that, man. Thank you very much. Please do that. She's got 1, 2, 3. Yeah, she got almost 10 films in post production, 5 to 7 films that's actually filming, and then like a whole crap load of them in pre production. So, dude, she's going ham right now. So I want to get her back on because she is busy.
Very busy.
Apparently. So let's get her back. And yeah, next week, come back, y'all. Check us out. We'll talk about we'll do our Roadhouse review. And we'll talk all the stuff, everything that happens in between there. We'll be doing little uploads in between the weeks because a lot of things happen before we come back on Monday. So we'll be doing some uploads and things like that. So cool. Appreciate you.
Can I just have a second, please? I need a second for something. Something that's been bugging me. I think I said about it once before, but I'd like to say it again on the air just to put it out there. I'm in a couple of movie chat groups on Facebook, right? And there's one in particular that represents myself. And they're always posting this Mount Rushmore of films of an actor. For the love of God, if you are going to post a Mount Rushmore of somebody's movies, please, before you do that, see the bulk of the talent work before you post that list and stop saying, well, I didn't see it. Someone in one of the chat room posted a thing about Robin Williams. Okay, he posted all these movies about Robin Williams, except he never saw Good Morning Vietnam.
Oh,
I didn't see it. Ooh. He just posted something today. Today, he posted something about Robert De Niro. Right?
Oh no,
you didn't post in your extended Mount Rushmore. No, Taxi Driver was up there, but no Cape Fear, no Brazil, no Once Upon a Time in America, and not for nothing, he posted Sean Penn, right? How do you not post? How do you post Sean Penn and never say Fast Times at Ridgemont High or At Close Range? How do you do that? Colors. I'm just sitting there saying, and I know that this person's sitting there saying, well, it's just my opinion. And you're right, it is your opinion. But what you're posting is not an opinion. You're not saying these are my 5 favorite, this is my Mount Rushmore of my favorite movies of this actor's career. You're saying this is my Mount Rushmore. But you haven't seen you haven't seen all the work. Not for nothing. This gentleman posted Angela Bassett. But you never saw What's Love Got to Do with It.
Oh,
how do you not see that?
Oh,
but that's the cornerstone of their career.
At that point, it's no point. There's no point in even going there. But
So,
if you're gonna post somebody's Mount Rushmore, at least see, if you ain't seen all of their films, at least see 3/4 of their films. Right. The most important ones that really put them out there. You can't even talk about Angela Bassett, as great as an actress as she is, but you can't talk about her without talking about What's Love Got to Do with It. And you never saw it. I mean,
Waiting to Exhale.
That's crazy.
I'm sorry. She's
has
and I think
iconic roles, but that's one of her iconic roles is What's Love Got to Do with It.
That's the iconic role.
Right. Yeah. I mean, she destroyed that role. So it's like,
I mean, I get it.
yeah,
I know we're dealing with the younger fan base of fans watching movies, but in hindsight,
the
there are
younger
certain
people ain't
people.
gonna watch them, man. They don't watch because the older movies from in the 90s and the 80s were longer movies, and they can't sit long enough. They can't sit through these movies. They can't sit long enough to watch them.
Right.
I'm telling you, they just can't.
Right.
You know, they be on their phone or they'll be whatever it is. They can't sit and watch these movies. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And those movies were dialogue heavy, dialogue driven.
Yeah. Now I'm looking at this now. This is what he posted today about Sean Penn. This is my extended Mount Rushmore of Sean Penn movies: Mystic River, The Life of Walter Mitty, The Thin Red Line, Milk, Angry Birds movie, and Gangster Squad. So he's posted these 6 movies as his Mount Rushmore. Like I said, no Fast Times at Ridgemont High, right? No Colors. No Bad Boys, right? Sorry, how do you just gloss over those movies and then sit to say, well, I haven't seen them? But if you're a fan of somebody,
Carlito's Way.
No Carlito's Way. No The Game. But you're a fan of the actor, but some of their biggest roles you've never seen before, then how are you really a fan? I don't understand. I
mean, well, I don't know. Invite that gentleman to come to the show and explain himself. But anyway, that's cool. Well,
I think that might be a good. I think that's actually a really good idea. I think I would like to invite him onto the show.
Yeah.
Right. Because if you're going to sit there and be part of movie fandom, like I can sit there and say I got my extended Mount Rushmore of Harrison Ford movies. Right. But the bulk of the Harrison Ford's movies I have seen, whether it was in the movies or on cable or VH, something, I've seen his stuff. I haven't just seen Blade Runner and Raiders of the Lost Ark, and that's
Indiana Jones. Yeah.
Right.
No, I get you.
You got to have a little more realm. But if I had that and I posted Mount Rushmore of Harrison Ford movies, if you didn't see Raiders of the Lost Ark or I didn't have Star Wars on there, you would say, "Yo, but you never saw it." Oh, I didn't get a chance to see it. What?
Yeah,
that's the most iconic
Star Wars.
That's the most iconic stuff he's done.
Yeah.
But I got How to Be Bad at Dogs part 2 up there.
You might wanna invite him to come on the show and explain himself. But anyway, we'll address the rest of that next week. Thanks again for everybody for joining us, and we'll see y'all next week. Peace out.